All right, in today's video, we're going to take a look at some ways that you can use outside zone to attack the three safety defensive structure. Earlier on this year, we did a live stream and then became a three-part series on the three safety defensive structure. So you can check those three videos out on our channel. If you're not already a subscriber, help us out. Subscribe to our channel. It's free. It'll give you updates when we post new videos and allow you to access all of our free content. And if you're looking for a little bit more, if you like what you see in this video, we're going to be doing extensions on all of our videos for members. So members are people who pay into a subscription each month. It's $4.99 a month, and it helps us create more content, whether that's 3-down focus content for our Canadian viewers or 4-down content like we're going to talk about today for our international and American viewers. So if you like what you see, we're posting weekly bonus content for our members. And again, it helps support what we're doing here at 3-down development. So this video, we're going to focus on outside zone and a variety of things you can do out of it, RPO, unbalanced line, and some quarterback run stuff out of it as well. In following videos for our members, we're going to look at things like screens, passing game, quarterback run game, creative formations, and a few other things to attack that three safety structure. So one of the things I think is key when attacking the three safety structure is understanding the run fits that you're trying to block and the responsibilities of defenders within the structure. So we've done a 3-part video on that already, specifically talking about the spread. But taking a look here with the back and the pistol, we're going to see this middle safety. He's always a key defender in the run game, as they're always going to kind of add off of this fullback. So taking a look at this picture, all right, we know the defense wants to stay 3-over-2 and 2-over-1. We would expect that one of these two players, usually the player away from the back, is going to be into the fit. The end on that side will play heavy, okay? And then the 7th gap created by the fullback will be taken care of by that middle of the field safety. So one of the things, obviously, when you have defensive ends that are playing a heavy 5 technique or even a 4-eye technique, as you'll commonly see three safety teams use the tight front, is you want to try and get the ball on the edge. And try and get the ball into those soft edges of the defense. Now, they're only soft edges for so long. The defense is going to, like we said, get one of these two overhangs directly into the fit, and then you're going to see that middle of the field safety come flying down. And obviously, the longer the ball moves to the sideline, the more time these players have to, get off blocks or read the play and then get to the football. So you don't want to just endlessly run to the sideline. I think that's a bit of a myth when you're attacking the three safety defense. Is that you got that empty C gap, you just attack the C gap. You got to be a little more creative with how you're going to block it up. So one thing you'll really commonly see is there's no way I want to be leaving this middle of the field safety unblocked. Okay, so when we're prioritizing who we want to get blocked on these 2-back run plays, we want to have a way to influence or block that middle of the field safety. So you see the slot back here is going to release inside and block the middle of the field safety. That can look like it's going to become some kind of over route. It can be great for play action. All right, and because this safety here, the field safety, is responsible in the split field coverage for that slot back, at least partially, okay, that's going to influence them away from where the ball's going as well. And it allows you to block, like I said, that middle of the field safety who's going to relate to the fullback. Here, simply, they just lead the fullback on the outside zone. So now we have a blocker to kick out that edge player. All right, you see the natural crease created there. The other thing I saw with a lot of these clips, and you'll see it time and time again, is using a push crack from number 1. So having number 1 come down and block most dangerous. And right now, most dangerous looks like the corner. All right, but we see how they basically end up on the same level. All right, and he ends up taking that. You could say, hey, maybe here you should stay on the corner. But a lot of times that safety will fly down when they rotate their coverage. So if that is something you'll see a lot, is that use of the push crack. And anytime you can make the corner tackle, we feel pretty good about that. All right, so this is just a 7-8 yard gain, but it's a good base play to kind of see what they're going to try and do at the outside zone. Again, from the tight here, you're going to see this end is playing that heavy 5 where they're going to end up in the B gap, okay? And now this field side double team, we're going to look to take over 34, okay? And then this backside double team, we're going to look to take over 35. Using the fullback, okay, allows you to lead on this edge player and create that natural seam with the crack block. Again, forcing that safety to now shoot it. Okay, and then again, if you use that push crack well, okay, it can be a great situation to get yourself one-on-one with a defensive back. Now here, formationally, this is a little different. The previous clip was obviously pistol, and it was out of 2x1. One thing I really like doing when you're facing that 3 safety defense is being multiple with your formations, and then attacking the defense based on the numbers. So looking here, obviously to the field with 2 receivers, or 1 receiver, they're likely going to want to, in their structure, have a 2-on-1 in that case, right? They don't want to give you that 1-on-1 situation, especially to the field. So looking at that, we're looking at this empty edge. If this becomes a heavy 5 technique, we feel pretty good about that. Again, we want to have a way of blocking that middle of the field safety. Okay, and then you'll see here, we're trying to get the defense, which likes to have 3 players relate to 2 receivers. Okay, we're going to occupy those 3 with a little RPO concept here in the boundary. So again, here it's tough to the field. It looks like their corner is gonna be responsible for the flat and ultimately that D gap. Okay, if they want, they obviously in their defense there's many ways that they can account for gaps. It looks like they might be in a blitz here, so potentially this linebacker is trying to get over the top and set that edge. All right, but again, out of this structure, there's a lot of great things about the 3 safety structure in terms of matching numbers. It can be a challenge to account for gaps. When you add that second fullback. So the execution on the blocking here isn't great, but especially when we get to the tight, you'll see the relationship between the available gaps we have here with the second fullback. You also see here they're going to run a little glance bubble, all right, to try and occupy those boundary 3. So here, they are blitzing, all right, they're rotating the coverage this way into the boundary, all right. This corner has to step up and be the C gap player. Right, we don't get a great block, but we get enough, and the running back ends up out the gate. Again, attack that heavy 5. We see 23 shoot it, right? The double team gets just enough. Same thing really across the board here, just enough, but we're able to attack that play side edge, use that heavy 5 technique against them, right, and lead out on that C gap player. Especially when that C gap player is the corner in the 2x1 or in the 1x2 formation. Really create some challenges. So here, same concept, but now we're back with 2 receivers to the field. You see the wider split here from 2. That's to really force this player to have to widen and stress that 3-on-2 triangle relationship to play any sort of read coverage on these 2 receivers and stay sound against the RPO. So with the back offset here, we're expecting, this is the boundary safety actually rotated down. Obviously, last time we saw the corner was the C-gap player. Here it's going to be the boundary safety. Should see a heavy 5 on this side, the nose will lag behind. And then the backers will play the backside B, front side A, and that safety should drop down there into the C. You'll see here that while they're rotating the middle safety high, okay, so they're going to run these guys over the top in the fit. So ultimately, again, you see that 1 receiver looking to block that middle safety, wanting to always have a body in the middle safety. Here it's not ideal because they actually drop that middle safety out, okay? But again, with the RPO, we hold 3-on-2 to the field. This middle safety's drop into center field. Right, good cut by the back. Again, getting vertical. Using that heavy 5 technique against him. So again, you see that front side double, working to 35. Great job here on the backside. This is probably the best execution on the play here is to scoop 34, right? And that allows that running back to get vertical. Last one here. So now they put the 2 receivers back in the boundary. Again, they got that widened split to really stress this boundary backer having to stay in that hook to curl window. Okay, we saw them got beat on the cutback on the last play. Here again, they're going to lead out for whoever shows up into the D gap. Okay, and they're going to look to push crack. Now the safety here flies up into that D gap. So I'd be telling 14, hey, carry on. Let's block the middle safety. We'll lead on this guy and make this corner tackle. All right, but we see the backside linebacker now shuffle. And now with that middle safety out of the field, we have all this room to throw that kind of bender glance route from number 2. So whether that glance route comes from, previously we had seen bubble glance. Here, number 2 is going to run that kind of bender glance, and number 1 is just running that hook to occupy the flat defender. quarterback's able to pull easy throw on the backside of that outside zone. So again, really important. They're not reading 34 here. They're reading the buck linebacker. So this double is going to work to 34. Okay, this quarterback's vision is working through the linebacker that's about to shuffle in the box. There we go. And throwing off of him. The front side double should work to 23. Now they don't do a great job here. D lineman gets a ton of penetration. Okay, but you see there with that middle safety vacating the middle of the field, right? We're able to read off this backside linebacker and have a really easy throw and catch for a first down. Now taking a look here, another wrinkle off this. Again, I like getting the two receivers in the boundary, make them rotate the coverage to the boundary. And then here, you're either going to have your safety or your corner have to be that C-gap fitter in a ton of space. Instead of leading the fullback here, and again, this is out of more of a traditional two-back with Oklahoma. Here they're going to cross the fullback and block the backside end. Okay, and still run the outside zone up front. You see here the slot is making that crack down to the middle safety. Okay, and then the wideout should be working push crack rules as well for most dangerous. You see that split motion gets a little action out of the safeties. All right, and it ends up being a huge gainer for Oklahoma. And taking a look at the tight, we know that this 5 technique is going to dive inside. Okay, here because we're running the split, now we've got to take this double out to 35. Okay, and then double to 34. Should be looking here to go cut off 23, and then we'll cut off this end on the backside. So you see here with this action, the linebackers are a little slower to fast flow. We get a little movement from the safeties. Okay, and then ultimately able to get vertical, pick up a first down. Again, I think that crack on the middle safety is huge, right? If you look at number 4, now 4 doesn't take a great angle here. Again, kind of influenced by that fullback, but you see him putting his foot in the ground. He's going to try and be an unblocked player now, scraping over the top. I would much rather, again, block him, and then you have all those bootleg opportunities off this, right? If you're looking at, this backfield action, this could easily be a slip in the flat and a drag route, and the quarterback can pull it. So it's tough on the players in the back end, tough on the players at the second level. Very similar concept here. Again, 2x1. Going to come down and crack that middle of the field player. Fullback's going to slice, and now we're pushing the double team. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. Last time, okay, when we were leading the fullback, the double teams were working back into the box. Okay, so our offensive linemen were working to the linebackers that were backside of them. Okay, here with this kick out block or cross block from the fullback. Okay, now our doubles need to go out of the box so we can pick up this backer on the edge, and then we're cracking that middle of the field safety. So again, from the top here, we're running outside zone to the boundary. We're going to slice that fullback back across for the boundary C-gap player. We're going to push our double team here to the front side backer. And then our slot back here, really split end, is almost a tight end. He's going to come down and crack down onto this middle of the field safety. Can you do a nice job blocking at the perimeter, forces the defense to tackle in space, getting the ball out on the edge, and the primary tacklers in that defense, namely that middle safety, we're getting the body on. So here's the same idea, almost the exact same play. Here it hits farther inside, but again, you see that seal on the middle safety, and it's really, really tough because, again, this could be play action with a crossing route. Okay, and now the safety in the corner have to rally to try and make this tackle. This just hits up a little tighter. Okay, get the defense running the perimeter, stop the outside zone. All right, we end up with a nice 10-yard run. Here we're going to see a very similar play. We're going to run the outside zone to the field and lead that back, but instead of having our offensive tackle try and reach this 4-eye technique and reading the overhang player, we're going to arc the offensive tackle and have that tackle block at the second level and then read the 4-eye. This can be something that, especially when you're getting tight front, reduced fronts, anything where you're dealing with anything that looks close to whether it's a 4-eye 0, 4-eye, 4-eye 0, 3, 4-eye 0, 5. If you've got that consistent 4-eye, reading them can put them in a situation they're not used to. They're also closer to the quarterback, which really makes them have to sell out on playing shuffle. It's a bit of a, in my opinion, easier to read because they have less time to make that recognition and decision. So here you'll see it play out where they're going to arc to this second level player, which in this case is the boundary safety. Okay, arc to that boundary safety gets us a body on a body. We're obviously one-on-one out here. All right, and then they're running the outside zone back to the field, and they're going to read this 4-eye. So the 4-eye you see here does a pretty good job playing shuffle, but they're so tight to the quarterback. Quarterback's able to pull it. Good misdirection off the fake. Okay, and now get to the outside. Nice, easy 8-yard gain. Again, similar idea up front. Now here, they're actually blocking one-on-one on the outside. They don't get that push crack to the safety. And it looks like they're leading the back up inside. So this is another way off the same look to run this with more of an ISO. So this clip shows that as well as the 4-eye read on the backside. So here you'll see the outside zone will push to the field overhang. They'll have the back lead up, and then they'll work this kind of scoop combo to the backer and arc, like we said, the backside tackle. Gets the quarterback out.